Hello and welcome back to the Impression Wiz channel. I'm your host, the Impression Wiz, and welcome back to Pesterquest, the second half where I do the female characters. And the next female character we'll be getting to is one of my favorites. And as you know, everybody probably has at least a favorite and least favorite character, and my most favorited characters are, well, my favorite characters are actually Gamzee and actually Terezi is one of my favorite female characters. But we don't get to do Terezi quite yet. We gotta go to Vriska, who she's not bad, she's just frustrating, and have already talked about how he is one of my favorites in a sarcastic way. Let's just get to Vriska though. Although I'm going to be sad if they don't give at least one option that has 8 choices, because that would be fitting to her. But anyway, your latest narrative jaunt has you walking down the Alternian shore. The 2 moons light up this beach cove in shades of pink and lime green, the reflection playing at shimmering patterns in the gentle waves. It would be beautiful, if not for the haggard, monstrous gulls picking at the flesh from dead and pungently rotting fish, crabs, and even one of their own. You keep your distance as they eye you wearily, gore in their clipped beaks. These are not potential friends. They're potential enemies, I would say. Everywhere you jump, serendipitously seems to guide your hand. But would it be right to call you fortunate? The night is cool, almost cold. You kick a pure white seashell down the beach. It skips gracefully into the dark gray sand. I feel like a sneeze going to come on here in a bit. There it is. Excuse me. You have brought friends together and just barely begun to master this tremendous and strange new power. But no, you think. You are not fortunate, as you walk alone down the sand, down the only road you've ever known, ha ha ha. That's still radiating stored up heat from the searing day. You feel a pang. Something is missing. You know you've felt this way before, but you can't place when. You have a gulf within you the width and breadth of this ocean. I'm not even sure what that word is. An isolation so plain, so true, that it seems impassable, invincible. You step on a weird bug and you don't even care. Yes, you are filled with a sudden, almost comforting conviction. Nothing you have done on your journey has really made a difference. If you can pick up and put down the lives of these alien weirdos and human weirdos and shake them like an etch-a-sketch when things go wrong, are you really accomplishing anything? Or are you just building shitty castles in the sand with flimsy plastic implements? Castles that won't mean shit for nothing when the tide rises. You've decided. You are a creature of solitude. You are a rock. You are an island. From now on, you walk alone. There may be an angled figure crouched within terrible posture on a dock ahead, sure. That figure may be sitting next to an intriguing-looking moored ship, yes. But surely one glimpse of a potential life to meddle in won't immediately make you fall off the wagon back to a life of inherent friendship, right? Oh, sweet, new friend. God damn it. You amble over to the girl hunched on the dock like a stupid Thembo friend slut you are. Or like the stupid Thembo friend slut you are. Oh. Doing an aerobic fucking pirouette off the wagon. She hasn't seen you yet, so you watch her like a creep. She leans over a complicated pile of papers, erasing boxes and filling them in again. Every once in a while, she pauses to roll various dice. Oh my, those fingers are kind of sharp there. As soon as you take one step onto the wooden deck, she looks up and jumps with a feline quickness into a standing position, looking immediately ready for a fight. No. Whoa. What are you... I don't even know if I'm going to have a good vriska voice, so if I'm not really trying, it sounds like, I apologize. This will probably be the only one that I don't really have a good voice for at all. I mean, I'm not very confident in female voices, but I just don't have a good register for what I would think for vriska. I don't know. You raise your hand in a pathetic sort of I'm innocent and weak motion, which for you is basically any motion. Wait a second. You're that weirdo that was bothering Kanaya, aren't you? Yep, you're exactly that weirdo, and now you're here saying hello to a new stranger and maybe make a new friend? Isn't that great? Great. Just what I needed. More meddling. I know I'm the coolest, but I'm kind of busy right now. Kind of like the music of hers, to be honest, though. Big campaign tonight. Dude, you are so good at campaigns, you tell her. You're all about hope and change. You helped Al Gore hang a Chad. Tipping Canoe and Tyler, too. Honestly, I think this line right here is going to be what a lot of people are going to say, because that terminology is something that not a lot of people know anymore. What even the fuck are you saying? Don't call me dude, or anything else for that matter. Well, I'm more saying the beginning, what the fuck are you saying, with like a hanging Chad. I know that reference, but because I was told about it, not because I actually witnessed one myself. You mean you're down to help? Maybe be her campaign manager? Ha! I'm the captain here, buddy. But as it happens, I'm currently all out of first mates. Wanna be a swabby? And I apologize if I'm really weird with pronunciation with what she says, because she uses 8s in a lot of places. Either saying it as an 8 like mate, or using it as a B, or using it as an O sometimes. So, it's weird. Oh, it's like a boat thing. Yes? 8 question marks. So that's why there's a boat here. What are all the papers on the ground for? The campaign, dumbass. They're the character sheets for me, the greatest petticoat sea grift ever to sail the 8 seas. Careful with that metal hand there, hun. One of our friends was raised in a cave and she still knows what flarp is. Well, you can zap over to the cave and ask her, then. Her look of indifference is immediately replaced with a tilt of the head, as though your threat to leave caught her attention. Ew. Not unless you want to smell like cat piss for weeks and get high off secondhand. Nope. I know exactly who she's talking about, but... Look, it's simple. Pick a name and roll up some stats. So, kind of like D&D. Sorta. For example, I am Marquise Spinred Mindfang. The Marquise is what... Okay. I'm the scourge of the high seas, the undefeated champion of naval flarp. Are we going to replay the Marquise thing from actual Homestuck with John? Oh boy. My colors on the horizon turn even high-bloods into sniveling cowards. You say that sounds really cool, but aren't troll names 6 letters long, you mean? Or 6 letters long? You mean, you've only met a couple before this, but for some reason you have a real strong sense of the rules here. I'm in character here. Try to keep up. You guess that explains the outfit. She seems really into this. Maybe weirdly into this. It's all a bit intense. Isn't this just a game? Flarp is more than just a game. And I'm the best there is. How about this? If you agree to make a character and sail with me, I'll tell you my real name. You look at her elaborate costume over at her ship and decide, why the hell not? You've already made your friend bed, now you have to sleep in it too. I know there's no two, but I sometimes can't help finishing certain things. Not that you're going to sleep or anything, that would be patently ridiculous. Honestly, is it bad that I would actually want to fill out just a flarp sheet one time? Because I've heard about it so many times. I mean, I've done some D&D sheets and other game sheets now. But I'd like to do a flarp just because... Homestuck. Just once. Anyway. Okay, let's walk you through this. You should be flattered that a master gamer like me is giving you the full tutorial. I had to read the books myself, with no help. The first thing you do is roll values for each of the 10 dice rostra. Bleh. Simple, right? It actually sounds kind of simple. She plops a huge bag of dice out of her Celodex and starts handing you groups at a time. You roll 2d4 for Rostrum, Throne of the Empress, and get 2 ones. You roll 6d6 for Dice Rostrum, Conductor's Stand, and 6 fucking snake eyes stare up at you from the wood of the dock. She's using her abilities, isn't she? Wow, you're really bad at this. Okay, I'm not even getting any choices here. Is it because of... you know what? It's probably because. Take the insult lying down. You've got to hand it to her. When she's right, she's right. And she's right, so she's right. You finished rolling 26 dice rolls required for this game, and you've gotten the lowest on each one. What rotten luck. I have never seen anyone roll this low before. I didn't even know you could get a 0. It's okay, we can save this by putting all the stats in the right place. She flips to another page of the player's handbook, and that shows you the attributes of Flarp. For some reason, you can read them despite just arriving on this planet for the first time. Because it looks like it's in English. The stat bat is the first and most important of the Flarp abstractions you'll be summoning in Flarp. It displays figure 4, the stat bat. Oh no, okay. It displays the attributes and vitals. And you first need to fill out the various rostra of your attribution succon by making 10 dice rolls of varying complexity. Wait, there's a plus 12 though, so a 14. Oh wait. Okay. Oh, that's already... For some reason, you can read them despite for the first time. Right? So your Vim, Grit, Flocheritude, and Grace combined with real-life vitals to make your HP. Wait, real-life vitals? Your body is weak and shitty. Is this some kind of hardcore game? The most dangerous game? If you die in the game, you die in real life? Yeah. You didn't know that? Or you didn't know? The sheer combined shock of what you don't know could kill an elephant quicker than Thomas Edison trying to discredit an immigrant. You get to roll again when you level up, so you won't be so pathetic forever. I mean, if you survive. But with a scourge like me at your side, you're on easy street. I'm jealous of you, really. Spider eyes. I gulp and nod. Okay, let's finish this. The Marquise grins. Her lipstick smears a bit where her fangs jut out. You think that's just how it is for trolls wearing lipstick, but Kanaya's was perfect. I think because Kanaya always was fixing it and her fangs were a little bit smaller, I don't know. She pulls an 8-ball out of her pocket and smashes it, suddenly and violently, on the dock. You jump at the noise. She looks at you, pitifully, and then decides not to make fun of you. Out of the wrecked plastic symphonic sphere, a gross fucking grubworm appears. It's like the size of a wiener dog. And it's wriggling, you see that it's pulsating. Covered in a blue-tinted family recreation water once inside the 8-ball, the grub swollen posterior glistens. It extends to deposit a massive brood of eggs, which grows into the center. Sorry, small little distraction. I think I needed it though. Each glowing in the center with a slowly pulsating LED light. This is so fucking gross. You can look away and dry heave a bit, leaning off the dock. So far, this game sucks ass. Jag. Don't tell me you've never seen a game grub before. You tell her you have never seen a game grub before. Also, maybe she should give a CW before she makes you watch a thing that includes a glistening ovid posterior. What? Oh shit. Yeah, that was pretty gross. Here. You bring up the pause menu, click on warnings, and give it a read before making an informed decision. Have those been here the whole time? Vriska taps her foot impatiently while you fuck around with the game client. For some reason, seeing a full list of content warnings isn't easing your anxiety about what's ahead. It reminds you of something that once made you really angry, in fact. You're especially worried about the gore and death tags. Maybe you should just peace out of this. There's basically no harm whatsoever in you yeeting out of this one, and it might save you from drowning for good measure. Not that flirtation with danger ends in exactly... flirtation with dangerous ends is exactly rare for you. There's basically no... Okay, I've already read that. I don't know if peacing out is the bad choice or the good choice. So I'm going to really quickly go ahead and overwrite that save. And peace out. You know what? You're not feeling up to tabletop gaming today. This really isn't even tabletop. It's more like LARPing with more... You close your eyes and feel yourself sink into another narrative. Wait. Your loss. She seemed really sad about that. I kind of feel bad now. And that's kind of hard to do for knowing Vriska how much I have with what she's done. Crap. I mean, Homestuck has done it too, but like, how? And I knew it was going to be the bad one, but I didn't think it would hurt that much. Like, even just my heart, just, ow. Let's get to the real thing. You know what? You're an informed reader and a prepared gamer. You got this. You ask Vriska what's next. She points to one of the glowing, blinking eggs, which is hatching in a pixelated-looking bat. It flaps its way into I was going to say her hair. I mean, look at that rat's nest, but into the air with a high-pitched squeaking. Starts glowing and projecting a holographic image of a torch. Alright, all you have to do is assign your dice rostra on your attribution Sec8nd. What? Pick your best and worst stats. Your top 2 stats determine your starting class. There's a lot of classes, but I'm already the best. I'm already the best one. Are you a barbarian? I don't think so. Are you basically a arcane trickster wizard rogue? I don't think so. I'm not actually a barbarian, but I am the second one. Alright, well, that seems simple enough. Drag attributes into the dice rostrum you want to utilize for them. This decision is permanent, so make sure you are satisfied before pressing finalize and yeah. Wait, do I actually have control over this? That's actually kind of cool. Vim, your vigor, primary component of HP. Your top 2 attributes above will determine your class. Yeah, I'm kind of wanting to do some better health if I can. Rascality. Your ability to get away with mischief. Rascally is your compliance matrix defense. Dexterity, the measure of your finesse. Your suaveness and hard-boiled credentials, important for grace. Your I'm breezing through these mainly. Your hunger and enthusiasm. High APP makes you more effective in combat, while low APP improves your passive healing. Mangrit. Isn't just for men, but it's what helps you lift safes or keeps you cool when you're wounded. Hubris, your sheer confidence. High hubris lets you overrule your cloudier, more successful. Low increases compliance matrix offense. You know what? I'm doing that. Piss. Okay, hold on. Can I... Is it just gonna be piss something the whole... every... Okay, no, it's not. I really don't... I'll figure it out, though, here. This is gonna take me a little bit, though. RPGs of my game, or is my game thing. Highly useful for classes when clouding. Leverage is... You know what? Leverage and hubris. Petticoat Seagrift. You know what? I'm doing that. I'll put my Vim there. Rascality. Yeah, there. Dex can go there. I'm randomly doing this because your inventiveness, highly useful for all classes when clouding. Actually, can I just... That's not gonna... You know what? Reset one more time. I'm still gonna keep that one in there. But I'm actually gonna do that one. Web... I do want, actually, that to be high. But I also want... Hubris to be high. Pomp, there we go. Okay. The rest of these I'm just going to randomly put because I think I like that class name there. Pompous Thwomgurge. There we go. Your two highest attributes are imagination and hubris. Your starting class will be pompous. Yep. Command the opposition's attention with your sheer insufferability. Is it magic? Is it your attitude? Who the fuck can say? I think that's fitting. A max level Petticoat Seagrift and a level 1 pompous. Not exactly the meta strat. You're lucky you're paired with the #1 gamer on Alternia. Before I can carry you to victory, we need just one more thing. There's more of this bullshit? What now? Is a giant sandworm going to poke its head out of the sand and puke up some more fucking game mechanics that will be described in excruciating narrative detail? Blah, blah, blah. Quit being so dramatic. Your character needs a name. Oh, a name? You already have one of those, though. You told Jaded already, but man, you're not feeling as comfortable with it right now for some reason. Why is thinking of yourself as a distinct being with an identity and a history feel so uncomfortable? What's wrong with you? Might as well just make up a character name. Your character name. First, is it gonna... Okay, so, if it's gonna actually let me type something in and use it, I'm gonna say, major pain in Butte. Major pain in Butte. That's what I'll do. Wait, let me actually... Pain in Butte. The third. Yeah, just major pain in Butte. There we go. The Marquise welcomes you aboard her ship, Major Pain in Butte. As soon as you confirm your name, the other egg starts squelching and cracking into more little flying holographic biotech projectors of various shapes and size. Moths and dragonflies and lightning bugs zapping off into the distance. Vriska captulogs all of her various books and character sheets, pushes her eye patch glasses up, the bridge of her nose and chambers up the gangplank of her ship, which you see has a name painted on the side in cerulean script as you follow her. Basically probably in her own blood, I would say. Well, maybe not her blood, but another cerulean blood. But, I can't 100% say for sure. Brigantine. Here, hold this. Vriska hands you a rope and you hold on to it, keeping the mainsail rolled up as she scurries onto the aft and bow? Scurries to and fro, aft and bow. Okay, across the deck of the ship, making adjustments. You watch her try to tie a double boat line, but struggle with the dexterity of her mechanical fingers, swearing in frustration under her breath. You politely look away and try to make idle conversation. You ask her for her end of the bargain. What? Her name. You made a character. She tells you her name. That's the deal. She scurries another rig and stops back over to you. You haven't really made a character until you're in costume. Is your fit not already fresh? Perhaps even the freshest? Oh gosh. Here. She dumps an extra outfit out of her inventory, looking almost exactly like an earlier version of hers, smaller, with more amateur stitching. You put on the big bridge coat and feel super badass. She looks at you, tilts her head to evaluate, and then grabs a jaunty hat, feather and all, from her Celodex and pops it onto your head. Nice. Alright, my name's Vriska. There we go. Vriska-Circuit. Don't you forget it. How could I? Vriska-Circuit, or the Marquise, satisfied with her preparations, snatches the rope from you and lets it go, unfurling the mainsail. She practically skips to the captain's wheel, ready to steer the brigantine out of the harbor. And if I'm pronouncing that wrong, please don't get mad at me, because yeah. Real name basis is one step closer to friendship, though for a moment you feel like you got told that name already. Your brain is messed up enough without remembering stuff that maybe didn't happen in canon, if canon is really a real thing that means something anymore. Why does that actually feel like Homestuck these days? Like, even with Homestuck 2 and the prologues, like, what even is canon anymore? Anyway, your unsettling meditation in introspection is interrupted by Vriska shouting, "Roll for initiative!" Oh boy. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and roll for initiative with my D&D dice, since I have that. I'm going to use the one of my stupidest ones, the metal ones, for it. You hear the buzz of projector bugs boarding your ship, and soon 4 flickering holograms appear on the main deck, looking like lurching zombie trolls. You already hear dice rattling on the deck, and you look over at her to cheat and figure out what you need to roll. Oh. Well, I don't think he's going to roll as well as I did. Alright, I'm starting with an 18. Looks like you gotta subtract the modifier. 19, huh? Guess you go first. Major pain and boot. Wait a minute. Okay, this is that is too good, because I actually rolled a 19. How on Okay, that's freaky. That aside, this is it. It's LARPing time. You look down at the piece of paper with your abilities on it, ready to cast Magic Missile or Bugsby's Grasping Hand, or some shit. You pick the top attack from the list. It's your special class ability. You channel the spirit of the pompous thaumaturge, point straight at one of the holographic zombies, and yell that you're casting "Have a nice cantrip." You grab a D20 and blow on it in your hands. Your Lady Luck. No snake eyes. Other gambling terms. Whatever. You let the icosahedron of tabletop destiny drop through the air, awaiting the results with bated breath. I'm doing it again too, because why not? Oh, well, that wasn't good. I didn't even... Okay, really? A 2? How? I rolled a 2 right before that. And these are scripted things. How is this, like, happening? Like, this is the first time I'm playing through her route. I'm not making this up. I rolled a D20. I think you heard the thud of it with the metal dice or die I'm using. God damn. You get a 2 and missed. Vriska laughs out loud. Check out how a real gamer does it. How? Then she shows you how a real gamer does it. Over the course of this and the next 4 holographic encounters of ballooning complexity, tediousness, difficulty, and word count, she just rolls so many goddamn dice and keeps track of so many goddamn stats. You're overwhelmed, bewildered, and tired of doing math in pencil by the time the last squid-themed hollow monster dies. You were worried about the danger of this game before, but it seems like the only way you're gonna die today is from fucking boredom. Then you spot it. A schooner painted all in black emerges from the fog. You shout to Vriska that there's a ship on the port horizon. Vriska looks right. Does she not know the difference between port and starboard? Huh. You point in the proper direction, and she gives that mischievous grin of hers. Now it's time for the real action. We've encountered the PvP annihilated zone. PvP and yep, I'm sticking with annihilated. She puts aside her character sheet and dice, draws a blue saber, and holds it in one hand, the ship's wheel in the other. That's the Rue, the ship of Dreadclaw Orphelia. Top of the Naval Flarp leaderboards. She's got a whole crew on that boat. But she's just another rich sea dweller that hired help. And she's been too scared to face me. Vriska pointed your ship straight at the Rue. And you've picked up speed. You can make out a troll girl with finned ears in a gaudy purple outfit that you described as sexy pirate Halloween costume from the world's most boogie Party City, Dreadclaw Orphelia. It's absolutely garish compared to Vriska's more normcore approach to RP activewear, but dressed so much more humbly than the captain are a bunch of lowbloods standing behind her, clutching shitty rusty swords and shaking. Honestly, I feel bad for the lowbloods in this situation. So let's bring the fight to her. You're not slowing down. You're pointing straight at the enemy hull. Vriska steers your ship directly into the well-appointed schooner and you struggle to keep your feet at the shock of impact, which knocks the violet blood and her frightened thralls to the deck of the room. She yells over the din of horrific wood-on-wood screeching. Hey, Swabby! Wanna be really good at sword fighting? You look at her with stars in your eyes. Yes, you want to be really good at sword fighting. You nod eagerly, and she hand tosses you her blue-hilted saber, which you catch eagerly. Oh my. Vriska grins back, puts her hand on her temple, and squints with her one good eye. The 7 red dots of her prosthetics seem to smear and blur as your vision loses focus. You've managed well to this point as first mate of the brigantine, but your sea legs seem to give out on you all at once. You drop the sword and you were just given, and it clatters to the deck. You try to tell her something's wrong, but your mouth lolls open and you drool a bit. A dull pain gains a sharp and sudden clarity. It feels as though 8 spindly legs are crawling in your head. No. Or on your head. No, in your head. Each footfall feels more like a knife cutting through butter. Please, why? At some point, all sensation slips into nothing, and you follow the sword to the ground, asleep. What the fuck? Wake up, moron! Shit. Well, thanks for calling me a moron. You don't hear that. You don't wake up. The salt and swell of the ocean gives way to the rustling of alien trees. No longer do you hear the scream of gulls following your ship, waiting for corpses and gore to stumble aboard. It's all peaceful. Consciousness returns to you, and the first presence is the discovery that you're face down in slightly wet dirt. Some got in your mouth. You spit it out and sit up, brushing muck off your flarp costume. Wait, that's not a flarp costume. That's a hoodie, with a jagged cerulean symbol. A different symbol on it, loose-fitting, as though it belongs to a friend. Half memories swim in your mind as you take in the scene. Just as familiar as your clothing, a stump sitting in the clearing between the trunks of a purple-treed Alternian forest, a harpoon sticking out of it. This stump would typically fill you with unease, an aura of death and defeat, but a squirrely silhouette cuts through the darkness, and you step further into the clearing and feel your heart lift. Sitting there on the stump, kicking bare feet back and forth, tilting her head to the side and smiling impishly, is your friend Baldir Lamati. From Friend Sim, I bet. I don't think I ever got to her part in the game yet. I need to go back to that. I probably will, but not especially now, though. You remember her. You remember her. Psst. Fancy seeing you here. That's a joke. I'm a figment of your imagination, and was expecting you the whole time. She pats the stump next to her in an inviting gesture, and you sit down. You feel less adrift than you can even remember. You tell her you missed her. Of course you did. You've gotten yourself into a real mess, dear friend. You ask about all your old friends sitting next to you. They flip through your mind clear as day, as though the memories were never locked away in the first place. How are Tagora and Galeth doing? Has she run into Ardata again? What's going on in the neighborhood? Do folks miss you? The last question collapses her weary smile into a genuine, crestfallen expression. I can't really tell you that for sure. You've seen it for yourself, just how much he can do. There's a whole other disturbance in this neighborhood, and it has his nefarious fingerprints all over it. It almost like he was preparing for this. But I try to stay one step ahead and remember what I'm fighting for. Do you? The question is a rest thing. What are you doing? Even with your memory clouded, you've just been bambling into other people's stories. Breaking things as you go. Well, there's nothing wrong with breaking things. It's like they said. Something you have to compromise a few unfertilized cluck beast embryos in the name of a complete breakfast. You tell her you haven't had a good breakfast in ages. One of those places you were at had swords in the fridge. Also, you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. You're going where the river takes you. But things are different now. There's a great power within you that you are just now realizing. The power to shape the river. To use its waters to score the lands and as you please. A power even he doesn't fully understand. You look down at your hands. Sitting next to her, you start to remember the green room. The story you've fallen into. You tell her there's so much broken and you have no idea how to fix it. You tell her you wish she was real, not just in your head. She'd know what to do. She tilted her head again, inquisitively. Am I, though? Just in your head, I mean? The story is only broken if you accept that it is broken. If you think of the story as something given to you. But it's not. Puppet masters may try to tell you that the strings they are pulling are the only ones. That's kind of creepy with the ones on her now. As she says this, her head jerks back, oddly, but she continues whispering, calm as ever. Don't be afraid. Don't let anyone tell you that this story belongs to them. Not him. Not anyone. You feel it too. It feels like threads tugging at your body, and at hers even more. Her limbs twitch and pull in gruesome pantomime as more and more stringing loops around her and disappear skyward. They nearly surround her completely, but you are powerless to resist, paralyzed. It's for you. It's always been for you. Remember, friend, the only question. She only manages to spit out 4 more words as she is swallowed up, entangled in a spider's web of marionette strings, choked and broken. What will you do? Oh, okay. I didn't think that I'd end up with this kind of a thing with Vriska's route. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I'm replaying some things, because some of these didn't appear with the other routes. Oh. The whole scene seems to melt away in searing green, and you are falling, dancing beneath the skilled hands controlling you. He is here. He was already. The ticking of 1,000 clocks, exacting time, echoes around you. Did you miss me? And honestly, I think that's the best place to save right there. This episode's gone a little too long than I expected, but wow. Doc Scratch is back, and I'm sure that's how there was for the ending of the last game, and Doc Scratch and whatnot. But oh my. I'll continue this next time, though, because I'm sure we're not done with Vriska's thing yet. But I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please put a like on the video. And if you want to see more of my content, please subscribe. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything I upload. And as always, I will see you tomorrow. As will I. Okay, Doc. No.